Hi everyone, it's Margaret Manning here with 60 and Me. Thanks for being here this morning. Hope that you're doing really well, whatever you're doing, wherever you are. It's a nice day here, sun is shining, and maybe it's a summer day where you are, but I'm just so happy that you're here. Thank you, and welcome to all the new people that are joining us all the time. It's great to have you here. Be sure to check out our website, 60andme.com, and also we have a Facebook page, and of course you're probably watching this on YouTube. And please subscribe to this channel. Just go ahead and click that little bell somewhere. If you click that, you'll be told when new videos appear on the channel. So it's such a fun thing for me to do, to talk to you about things that are on my mind and share this journey. It's kind of what this is all about. And know that you're not alone. And whatever you're going through, and I know there is complexity and people are experiencing all kinds of physical, emotional changes in their 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, and we're here for each other. I don't think there's too many channels like this on YouTube or anywhere. We've taken 5 years to develop this company and to also do things that we think are of value to you. Like, for example, our cards, our inspirational cards. We put these together as a way of really a meditation on issues that concern us. And they've turned out to be such a help to a lot of people. And I wanted to let you know they're back in stock now, which is great. But they're 46 cards. And this is the way to show you the colors. And they're beautifully illustrated, and they actually have a theme. Each one has a theme. This is, for example, live your legacy. So we talk about everything from fashion and beauty all the way to planning your legacy. So anyway, that's our deck of inspirational cards. They're called Aging Beautifully. It's a nice gift as well. People are purchasing that for friends. I put the right side up. There we are. Aging Beautifully. So I hope that you enjoy those. The link is below if you're interested. So anyway, the cards are one thing that we've done to try to sort of inspire and motivate this group of women who are on this journey together. Now, my tea this morning, I always do a cup of tea. This is in my new little mug, which I love, and it's an Earl Grey. It's an Earl Grey tea, which is a black tea, nice, straightforward British tea. I enjoy Earl Grey and English breakfast, but hope you've got a cup of tea or coffee too. So, topic today. Now, Debbie Hensley is one of our bloggers, and she has a website which she calls your third. And it's about those the third years of your life, like 60 to 90 and beyond. And the article she wrote here is very interesting because it's about recognizing your story, the story that you're telling yourself, and how that then extends into the world around you, how the story that you're telling the world about you and you are telling about yourself is shaping who you are. Now, Debbie says that she's a pretty positive person, and we all try to be, but she said that a few weeks ago she was in a real funk, and she just was feeling purposeless and a little bit depressed, and just needed to get out and kind of look at what was going on in her life, why she was feeling so down. So she took some time, went out and just reflected and sat down, I don't think in nature, and looked back on her life and kind of told her story to herself. And she noticed, of course, she was remembering the sad times and the happy times and the regrets, perhaps, things that had gone a little bit other than she'd planned, and found that she was really getting hard on herself, like just blaming herself for things that had happened and reflecting on the tough decade in the 80s and all the things that had influenced her and changed the way that she was living her life, and thought, this is crazy. I need to, look more deeply, more widely at what's going on in my life. What is my story? So she pulled out a deck of cards. It's actually a system of personality assessment, and I think it's their cards or online where you actually assess your personality, your story, and they're called Enneagrams. Now, I heard about these before from a Buddhist teacher who was talking about how powerful they had been. But these Enneagrams, Enneagram, Enneagram, help you to understand your personality type. And it helps you by giving you a word that describes you. And this may be a word that other people see you as, and also perhaps as you see yourself or not. As the case might be. So she did this personality test and found that people were coming up with words like achiever, peacemaker, enthusiast, people that this is how it described your style. and hers was challenger. And she thought, challenger, that's kind of sounds a bit aggressive. It's a little bit like, maybe that's why people don't like me. And she started going down this path of realizing that she was telling her story in a negative tone, and that was in fact what was being projected in this Enneagram that she had taken. So she actually realized that she was seeing herself as unlikable. She was a challenger. She was argumentative. She was pushing back all the time. And she said, actually, this is part of me. But, I was seeing it through the lens of a negative analysis rather than a positive. So anyway, she decided that her tendency here now as a challenger, that was her style, was to be a little bit provocative and a victim. That she actually started to see herself as a victim. And of course, that puts a shadow over everything that you do. You start to be sensitive to rejection. You lack confidence. You're feeling like everyone's against you. You're not, you don't fit in with the crowd. But she said, she doesn't have to be the victim in the story. The challenger can be the hero. And the challenger is sometimes the positive person who's looking for change and looking for things that are positive in your life. So Debbie, just by kind of switching her lens on what this Enneagram, and there's lots of personality tests, you can check out Myers-Briggs and all other ones that help you understand who you are or what story you're telling. That's the most important thing. And she said she realized that she really had slipped into a kind of negative state. So what to do? And this is what Debbie did. And she's suggesting that this is maybe how you could move forward if you recognize you're telling your story from a negative lens. And the first is to recognize it. Recognize that you're doing this. And it's not to blame yourself or to make yourself feel bad. It's to say, gosh, I really am doing that. I'm putting myself as the victim instead of, moving ahead as the hero in this story. And then she said the second thing after that, once you recognize, is to reflect. Go back and look at your life. Look at situations that may have brought upon that, that realization, and look at the ones that enforce the opposite, the hero, as opposed to the victim. And she said suddenly she started to see patterns in decisions and actions that she had taken, but she started to see also the good relationships and the accomplishments that she had made as the hero, and that being a challenger was a good thing. That's actually had helped her. And so she says the third thing is gratitude. And this is where, there's reaction too, where you react to those things. And then gratitude is where you say, hey, I love what I have. And that's kind of the secret, isn't it, to happiness, is to not keep wanting more, but to like what you have, like who you are. Even despite the fact you might be a little, edgy, you've got flaws. We all have flaws. This is the thing. To think that everyone's perfect and I'm not, is ridiculous. You are not imperfect. You are not perfect. You are imperfect, just like I am, like everyone is. So she started to fill her mind with gratitude for the wisdom that she'd learned, the people that she now has in her life as a result of some of those activities. And I guess in a way, letting go of some of the toxicity that she had surrounded herself with and moving forward. I think that's a really cool story. And I think that her question is one I would like to ask you. And that is, how are you telling your story today? Are you the victim? Are you the challenger? Are you the hero? Or are you a peacemaker? Are you a compassionate person? Are you a questioning person? Are you a passionate person? What is your story? What are you telling to the world? And it isn't just in the mouth, the words, it's in the actions as well. So that'd be really cool. If you're telling your story as the hero, not the victim, let's just chat about that. Tell me how you, just thinking about this, recognizing and reflecting and reacting, might know how you can switch things a bit, lift it up to a more happy place, a happier story. Because, stories are fun. I mean, they don't have to all be like flatlined. They can actually be full of adventures and heroes and antagonists and situations where you're afraid and where you're happy. It's like, that's the story. But which one are you telling with your life? Just leave your comments in the section below. Thanks, Debbie, for writing this great article. It got me thinking for sure. And I'd like to know how people are telling their story in our community. So take good care, everybody. Have a really wonderful day. Whatever you're planning, go out and do something fun and do something adventurous for yourself today. And we'll talk again soon. Bye-bye for now.